In the annals of history, the Eiffel Tower stands as a monumental symbol of architectural brilliance and human ingenuity. However, on a fateful day in 1912, it became the site of a tragic event that would forever be etched into its storied past. The Eiffel Tower, located in Paris, France, was completed in 1889 as the entrance arch for the 1889 World's Fair. Designed by the engineer Gustave Eiffel, it quickly became an iconic landmark, celebrated for its innovative iron lattice design. Standing at 324 meters, or 1,063 feet tall, it remained the tallest man-made structure in the world until the completion of the Chrysler Building in New York in 1930. On February 4, 1912, Franz Reichelt, an Austrian-born tailor living in Paris, made a leap into history, not for his sartorial skills, but for his ill-fated attempt to test his self-designed parachute suit. Reichelt, who was passionate about aviation and the possibilities of human flight, believed he had invented a wearable parachute that would revolutionize safety for aviators. Inspired by early pioneers of flight, such as Louis Lenormand's jump off the Montpellier Tower, his parachute suit was, in his mind, more efficient, designed using rubber and a few rods. Reichelt's parachute suit was a curious contraption, resembling a combination of a jumpsuit and a parachute, with its canopy integrated into the garment. Despite limited success in his earlier tests with dummies, Reichelt was convinced of its potential. He sought permission from the Parisian authorities to test his invention from the first platform of the Eiffel Tower, about 60 meters or 197 feet above the ground. On the chilly morning of February 4, 1912, Reichelt arrived at the Eiffel Tower, accompanied by a small crowd of journalists and onlookers. With a mix of trepidation and determination, he climbed to the first platform. Ignoring the advice of his friends to use a dummy for the test, Reichelt insisted on making the jump himself, confident in his invention's ability to safely carry him to the ground. His close friend, Hervieux, begged him not to jump due to the lack of testing on his design, but Reichelt was assured and did not listen. As cameras rolled, capturing the historic moment, Reichelt stepped onto a stool placed at the edge of the platform. With a final glance at the crowd, he jumped. Tragically, the parachute failed to deploy properly, and Reichelt plummeted to the ground, dying on impact. The aftermath of Reichelt's fatal jump was swift and somber. Authorities quickly cordoned off the area, and an investigation was launched to understand the circumstances that led to the tragedy. Despite Reichelt believing he had permission to jump, the authorities had another version of events. Louis Lepine, the head of police, granted permission to test a dummy and said that had he known a real person would be making the jump, then he would never have agreed. The initial findings confirmed what was evident from eyewitness accounts and the recorded footage. Reichelt's parachute suit had not functioned as intended. The investigation highlighted several critical design flaws in Reichelt's parachute suit. The canopy was too small to generate sufficient drag to slow his descent, and the suit structure did not allow for proper air resistance. Additionally, Reichelt's decision to jump from a relatively low height did not provide enough time for the parachute to deploy and stabilize. Experts in aviation and parachute design later emphasized the importance of rigorous testing and incremental development, using controlled conditions and dummies to ensure safety. Reichelt's tragic jump underscored the perils of unchecked ambition and the necessity of scientific prudence.